Have you ever watched an anime and are like, it's very clear what an animator is into? Well, this episode of 100 Girlfriends pretty much has that exact same thing. Because when I started this episode and I was watching it, this scene happened where, our main character, Rentaro, met at this new girl called Eiai. And she decides to grab his finger after he cut it, put it in her mouth, and, usually this is where the scene would end. Like, this is kind of how it was in the manga. There wasn't anything too explicit, so to speak, but it was basically it. And then you continue on with the scene. Rentaro is, freaking out, because obviously it's like, whoa, you stuck your finger, or my finger, into your mouth. It's like, why are you doing this? And it's very clear that this entire sequence is an innuendo. Let's be honest. We're all adults here. So it's just like, okay, like, clearly, this is just like, maybe wondering she doesn't have social cues or whatever. But then you see this, and it's like, it speaks for itself. Like, literally, she does it again. She talks about how, like, it would help. And then you have this whole tongue scene, and it's like, bro, what? Like, once again, I want to point this out. Like, you can always tell when you watch a show that has some fan service in it, what the animators are kind of into. Like, if you see, like, extra detail on certain areas, like the thighs or the head or whatever, it's very clear in certain scenes what they're kind of interested in. And it's like, bro. Like, oh my goodness. Like, okay, I'm gonna be completely blunt here. Eiai is, like, my favorite female character. At least what I read of the manga. I love her. She's a great character. I love her personality because obviously she's supposed to be a gag or a joke on an AI, someone that needs to be 100% efficient, and anything that is inefficient she doesn't want in her life. And obviously love and all that and emotions is technically not really efficient when you're trying to do things. So there's a lot of interesting things with her character that is played with within this episode. There's more messages of like what would happen if like one of the girls that, Rentaro meets is so adamant about not having a relationship that could potentially jeopardize her life and allow her to actually be lonely. There's a lot of things at play here, and it kind of is like the offer of the series playing with some of these themes, that every encounter that Rentaro is going to have isn't going to be the exact same thing where they're going to be cutesy or they're going to be just fully on board with everything. There's probably going to be a lot of tooth and nail and struggling to get some of the girls to truly accept being in a relationship with them, even if they are soulmates. And this episode kind of presents that little conflict, and it's really nice to see. I really like what this episode presents. Obviously, everything gets settled in the end, but I really like what this episode of 100 Girlfriends does. But I want to get back into this scene. This scene is just outright wild. It is legitimately a wild scene of just what they did here with this animation. They did not need to do this, but they did. And it's just like, it's very clear what the artists of this scene, like, the animators, so to speak, are kind of into when you see this. Because, like, the Slava and all that, it's just, yeah, it speaks for itself. But, there's not really much more to say, because it's like, it's a good episode. It follows the traditional themes of the previous episodes, but I needed to talk about this scene, because it took me aback. Like, I was really shocked by just the extra detail that was put for that. But, I'll leave it at that. Y'all have a fantastic day or night wherever you live. Do you think that AI is, best girl? Who's best girl currently, in your opinion, for 100 Girlfriends? Let me know in the comments below. But with that, be safe, stay healthy, Chibi out.